for Movie Assault here, and it is time once again for my monthly pickups video, this time for June 2022. And this time out I have stuff from Scream and Shout Factory, eBay, Walmart, Amazon, and Buy Sell Trade. And I didn't have a lot of stuff for this month until I went to Buy Sell Trade, so I guess I got the typical amount of stuff that I usually buy within a month. So I'll start off with the Scream and Shout Factory, and some of these are new releases and some I picked up from their Hidden Gems sale. This was a new release. This is the 9th configuration, which was written and directed by William Peter Blatty. This is one of my all-time favorite films. I wanted to get this because it was a newly restored print, and I already have this on Blu-ray right here. I'm keeping this one because this one I had signed by Scott Wilson, who some of you may know from The Walking Dead. He plays Captain Billy in this, and I can't remember his last name. That's ridiculous. Billy Cutshaw, that's his name. Yeah. Anyway, this was released by Hen's Tooth back in, when was this? Doesn't even say, and I can't remember. But anyway, obviously I had this signed by Scott Wilson when he was still with us, so I'm definitely keeping that. But this I bought for the actual film quality. But if you have not seen this movie, definitely check it out. It is technically the sequel, well, not technically the sequel, but it belongs in the same universe as The Exorcist. Actually, Billy Cutshaw, the character, appears in the original Exorcist, but this has nothing to do with demon possession or anything like that. It's more of a exploration on the meaning of faith, and it's more of a comedy, but it's got some darker elements. Definitely check it out if you've not seen this. And yes, I do have the misprinted version, which says the 9th coin figuration, but Scream Factory has announced a replacement program and to get a new artwork for this, so I will definitely be taking advantage of that. Anyway, see this. Also picked up from Scream Factory, Fire in the Sky, which is now available, I believe, for the first time on Blu-ray in the United States. I had this on DVD. This is an excellent movie. If you're into alien abduction and that kind of stuff, this is based on a true story, although this version is heavily fictionalized from what was actually reported by the man who was involved. His name was Travis Walton. There is a documentary on, at least it used to be on Amazon Prime, called The Travis Walton Story, I believe. Definitely check that out if you're interested in what really happened. But this, by no means, is a bad film as a result of the changes that were made to it for dramatic reasons. It's actually pretty effective. But this is really cool. This has a decent cast. It's got D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, Greg Sheffer, Peter Berg, and James Garner. And it is D.B. Sweeney who plays Travis Walton in this. So by all means, check this out. Henry Thomas is in this too. I just saw that. I forgot that he's in this, but he's not listed in the cast at the bottom. So anyway, awesome film. These are the hidden gems that I picked up from Shout Factory, Scream Factory. I have not seen this in a very long time. This is Weird Al Yankovic's UHF. This actually played at my theater back in the summer of '89, I believe it was. Yeah. So I haven't seen this since then, but I wanted to pick it up because I remember loving it. I used to go in and watch it all the time when I had nothing to do at work. So definitely wanted to check this out again and add it to the collection. If you like Weird Al Yankovic's style of humor, definitely worth checking out. But it also has some interesting sketches in it, some spoofs. Just an all-around good time. This is an upgrade from DVD. I have both of these in a similar action-packed double feature. This is Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and Race with the Devil. I saw both of these at the drive-in when I was a kid. I wanted to add these to my Blu-ray collection. I haven't seen either one of these since then, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how they stack up to my memory. But both of these feature Peter Fonda in lead roles. This one I have not seen since the 80s either. This is The Blob, the 1988 remake with Kevin Dillon and Shawnee Smith, who of course you probably know from the Saw movies, and Candy Clark. I have not seen this in forever, so I'm really looking forward to watching this. And speaking of the drive-in, this is another upgrade from DVD. This is Damnation Alley from 1977 with Jan Michael Vincent and George Peppard. And this I saw in the drive-in shortly before I saw Star Wars for the first time. And this is sort of what passed for science fiction releases before Star Wars. So this is like BSW, 1977 BSW. But this is definitely a on the low end of the budget, but it is very entertaining. Definitely a drive-in type movie. But after this type of science fiction didn't get made and released into the mainstream too much anymore. This was kind of like a I don't want to say landmark title. That's not really what I'm trying to say, but sort of an end of an era of mainstream B science fiction being passed off as mainstream science fiction. Science fiction was not treated as a B movie genre anymore, let's put it that way. Moving on to Walmart, my one and only pickup from there is this double pack of the Now You See Me films. I've seen the first one, I have not seen the second one. I thought the first one was entertaining, if a little unbelievable. I have not seen the second one at all. As far as I know, most of the cast returns. So I'm looking forward to rewatching the first one and watching the second one for the first time. Then eBay, I picked up, much to the thrill of my wife, I picked up Top Gun because she loves this movie. I think it's okay. We watched it a second time just recently on this particular version. We watched the 4K. After watching it for my third time, I can definitely see where some people pick this movie apart. It's still entertaining. It's still a lot of fun, but there are definitely a lot of flaws to it, but it's still fun. Maverick is much superior to this, and I do have that on pre-order, but it's still entertaining. Also picked up this one from my I have a memory of this. I was watching when I was a little kid in 1977, a sort of a coming soon or coming attraction special on TV, and I remember them mentioning this movie, and I thought it looked awesome. And the fact that they had makeup effects by Rick Baker, who at that time I knew from his work on the 1976 King Kong, which was one of my all-time favorite films. I couldn't wait to see this. Well, it never came to my area, and it's been pretty much destroyed as a really terrible film, but I never got a chance to see it. Well, I did get a chance to buy it at a really good price. This is apparently out of print from Shout Factory, and I picked this up pretty cheap, and finally got to watch it. And yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's entertaining, and I really enjoyed it for what it is. So it was originally intended to be sort of a parody of science fiction movies from the 70s, or from the 50s rather, the Atomic Age type movies, but the producers wanted it to be a serious movie, so they sort of manipulated it a little bit, and now it's kind of a hodgepodge of unintentionally funny stuff that's supposed to be serious, and stuff that's supposed to be funny that comes off as not funny, but it's still entertaining. So definitely check this out if you get the chance. The Incredible Melting Man. My last eBay pick is The Natural, starring Robert Redford. I've mentioned this many times on the channel, on this channel, on my old channel, that I am not a huge baseball fan, but I love baseball movies for some reason. And this is probably, if not Field of Dreams, it's this one. This is my favorite baseball movie. Robert Redford is fantastic in this. Glenn Close is in this. Robert Duvall is in this. Just a really good movie. When did this come out? This came out in '84. And I remember catching it on HBO, I think it was, and that's the first time I saw it, but just a really, really good movie. All right, moving into Amazon, I picked up a bunch of stuff from them. Well, actually, I did not. I picked up 3 things from Amazon. I've got this big pile, and it's all buy, sell, trade stuff. So I added this to my collection. This is the 1980s classic Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. This was directed by John Landis, and I have not seen this in a long time. And I forget what we watched. We watched something. My wife and I watched something, and I was reminded of this, so I figured I would add this to my collection. But when I mentioned it to my wife, she said, "Oh, I don't like that movie." I don't know. So I'll watch it by myself, I guess. I picked this up on the recommendation of somebody who follows me on Twitter who has been asking me to review this. And so I picked it up. I got it fairly cheap on Amazon. This is Ravenous. I had not heard too terribly much about this. This came out in 1999. This is apparently about cannibalism in the military. It is sort of, I guess, funny and a horror film as well. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to watch this and see what it actually is. If you've seen it or any of the other films that I've mentioned in this video, let me know what you thought. But I'll be watching this very shortly and reviewing it as well. And last but not least from Amazon, new release, I picked this up, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, and Tiffany Haddish. I have not watched this yet. Can never get enough of Nicolas Cage, and in this movie he plays Nicolas Cage. So I've heard lots of good things about this. So I'll be sitting down and watching this over the weekend because of the holiday. And I actually took an extra day off. So I've got a 4-day weekend coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. But I will be watching this definitely. All right, here's my buy, sell, trade stuff. I have one DVD, and it is Elstree, 1976. This is about, it's a documentary about people who played bit parts in the original Star Wars. And it's funny because it mentions Jeremy Bulloch, not so much on the cover, but on the back, but he wasn't in the original Star Wars, so I'm not too sure if it just limits itself to the original Star Wars. But anyway, it's about people who participated in the filming of the original Star Wars with their faces hidden in costumes and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. This should be entertaining. It says Elstree 1976 is a feature-length documentary that looks at the lives of people behind the masks and beneath the helmets in the original Star Wars. Over the summer of 1976, a wide array of North American and British actors and a nearly inexhaustible supply of film extras donned crazy costumes and headgear to populate what would become one of the most beloved cinematic universes of all time. So if you've seen this, let me know what you thought. Pick this up. This is a triple feature. I've seen all of these films, but 2 of them I didn't own, 1 that I did, so I figured I would trade in the one that I own and keep this triple feature to save some space on my shelves. But this is American History X, A History of Violence and True Romance. And I haven't seen American History X or True Romance since the 90s, so I'm really looking forward to watching those again. And A History of Violence I watched not too long ago, but it did come with a slipcover, so I'm glad to have that. All of these are excellent. This I picked up, and I was really surprised to find this. This is a Criterion Collection, Jackie Chan, Police Story, and Police Story 2. I have not seen either one of these, although I've wanted to watch both of these for a long time. I sort of went through a Jackie Chan phase back in the late 90s. Never got a chance to see either one of these, so I'm really looking forward to watching those. And this is really nice because it's got the sort of outside slipcover, and then it's got separate cover art for both Police Story films. And then if you open it up, it has this, and it does come also with a book. Or is this a poster? It looks like a poster. It's a poster with liner notes. So, very cool. So I'm looking forward to watching these. Glad to have these in my collection. And that's why I love going to buy, sell, trade, because I never know what I'm going to find there. And it's always an adventure. In fact, when I picked this up and the Elstree 1976, the guy working behind the counter said that he didn't even know he had those. This is a more recent film, 2019. This is Anna. And I know only that this is an action film that came out right around the beginning of the pandemic or shortly before. I don't even know who's in this. Sasha Luss, Luke Evans, Cillian Murphy, and Helen Mirren. Revenge Has a New Name. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo. Really interested to check this out. This is a film that I have on DVD, but around my house, this is a very, very beloved film. This is Draft Day with Kevin Costner and Jennifer Garner. And this deals with the Cleveland Browns, who are my favorite football team. And at the time that this was made, of course, the Browns, well, depending on how you look at current events, the Browns are still a laughingstock of the NFL. But this just was entertaining to see some behind the scenes, although it's all fictional, behind the scenes kind of football stuff. So if you're into football, especially the strategy behind drafting and all that kind of stuff, this is a lot of fun. If you're not interested in any of that, you'll probably not like this movie. But my wife and I love this movie. And last but not least, with no illusions of this being a good movie, I picked up Splatter University. This is a Vinegar Syndrome title. Definitely in good shape, and glad to have this in my collection. It may not make the collection. I may just watch it and then trade it back in, but I'm interested to see it just because I like 80s horror, and this is from 1984, 78 minutes, shot on 16 millimeter film. I have no illusions that this is any good, but I'm still interested to see it. So this may make the Halloween 15, may not. May watch it before then, but I saw a Vinegar Syndrome title and I figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and plop down some cash for that. So there you go. That is the last of the buy, sell, trade stuff. That's the last of my pickups for June 2022. As always, thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. And as always, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, like the video, and definitely leave a comment below about your thoughts of what I picked up and what did you pick up this month or last month, because it's July now. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.